A very lovely hello to all class 10th champions. So my dear lovely students, first of all, welcome everyone on your favorite channel Diksha Vedantu CBSE English, and this is your Sonu Sir. So my dear, I have brought up a complete one video for your backlog clearance. So in this video, I am going to clear your backlog if you are having, unfortunately. So 3 chapters, real numbers, polynomial and pair of linear equation into variables. This video will be entirely give you concept and quick revision for the, whatever you have backlog. And I know so many chapters might already have completed in your school, and you might have little backlog in your previous chapters. So this video is going to be game changing for you. So let's start without wasting a moment. So moving ahead, first the real numbers. We will be doing real numbers, then polynomials, and then pair of linear equations. So moving to first question. Look at here, champion. The first question here, and let me tell you, along with questions, I will be explaining theory also, concepts also. Don't worry. So look at the question. The question number 1 is. Just a second, guys. Some technical problem. Okay. Yeah. Very good. So the question number 1 here is express each numbers as a product of its prime factors. Do you know what does it mean by express each numbers as a product of its prime factor? For example, if I ask you 10, so 10 can be written as 2 into 5. Because 10 can be divided by 2 and 10 can be divided by 5. Right, champions? And 2 is itself a prime number. 5 is itself a prime number. So this is called product of prime factors. So 10 is expressed here in the term of product of their prime factors. 2 cannot be splitted in many parts. 5 cannot be splitted into many parts. So 5 is 5. 2 is 2. 5 can be divided by 1 in itself. 2 can be divided by 1 in itself. So 2 and 5 both are prime numbers, right? So we can write any number in the form of product of their prime number. Yes, 5 can also be written as 5 into 1 because 5 is itself a prime number. So let's do this question here. So the question number 1 is 140. So we have to write here 140 in prime factors form, product of its prime factor. So let me give you a very short trick. My dear champion, you can take LCM here. So on taking LCM, this will go. So always take the smallest number. So if we divide 2 to 140, so we'll be getting 70. Now 2 can divide 70 by 35 times. Now 5 can divide 35 by 7 times. And now 7 can divide by 7 by 1 time. How many 2? 2. So we can write 2 to power 2. Into this is 5. We have 5 is 1 and we have 7. So this is the prime factor, the product of prime factor. 2 is a prime factor. 5 is a prime factor, right? And 7 is also prime factor of this. And these all are prime numbers. 2 is prime number, 5 is prime number, and 7 is prime number. I hope you are getting my point. Similarly, we can find that 156. Second question, 156. So again, we can take here LCM. So if we take LCM of 156, 2 can cancel, 2 7 ja 14, and 1 will be there. So 1 and 6 will be 2 8 ja 8. Now 2 can divide 78 again. So it can be written as 2 3 ja 6. And we have 1 8. So this is 9. Now 3 can divide 13. And 13 is itself a prime number. So it will go directly. So 156 can be written as here. It can be written as 2 square. Why? Because 2 are 2 times. So 2 square into 3 into 13. This is the product of its prime number. Okay. Third question we have. 3825. My dear champion, now in bigger numbers, in larger numbers, students get confused. Sir, how to divide? Which number should we take? So my dear, look at the last digit. If last digit is 5, so it indicates that this number can be divided by 5, or this number can be divided by 3 also. This number can be divided by 3, and this number can be divided by 5 also, because 3 5 ja 15, so we'll be getting 5 at the unit place, and 5 3 ja 15, so again we'll be getting 5 at the unit place. So there is chances divide by, if we check, we should check by 15 also, because last digit is 5. But let's check by these two numbers. So if we divide 3825 from 3, so what we are getting here, 3 1 ja 3. Okay, now 8 is there. So 3 2 ja 6. Okay, and this is here 2 and this is 2. Now my dear, 3 7 ja 21. Now this is 1 and 5. 3 5 just 15. Wow, it is fully divided, completely divided. We have 1 2 7 5, and this number will be definitely divided by 5 because the one unit digit is, the ones digit is 5. So when the ones digit is 5, it is clear that it will be divided by 5. This is confirmed. But for 3 you have to check. For 3 you need to check. So because when we take LCM, we generally prefer a smaller number first. So let's do the LCM now. So if we take LCM here, so it can be divided by 3 8 2 5. So let's take LCM champion. So on 3 we are getting 1 2 7 5. Now check 3 one more time if it may go. So 3 4 ja 12, 4 3 2 ja 6, and oh my god, again 3 5 ja 15, 3 4 ja 12, 3 2 ja 6. We are getting 1 as remainder, 1 and 5, 3 5 ja 15. Now check for 3 again. So 3 1 ja, no, now the 3 cannot divide. 3 1 ja 3, 3 4 ja 12, and 5 can't be divided by 3. So that's it. Now we can check for 5. So if we check for 5, 5 8 ja 40, 5 8 ja 40, and 2 5 5 ja. Now again for 5, 17 will come, and now 17 will directly come. This is 1. So the prime factor of 3 8 2 5 will be 3 square into 5 square into 17, and you know 3 5 17 all are prime numbers. So 3825 can be written in the form of the product of its prime numbers. This is all about. Now my dear champion, we have this also. So if the last digit is 5, so it is confirmed that it can be divided by 5. And for this number here, this is very important. 7429. Guys, you can do this question by your own. Na? I have already told you it can be divided by 5. Okay. 7429. What is the last digit? What is the ones digit? The ones digit is 9. So it implies that it can be divided by 3. It can be divided by, it may be divided by 3. It may be divided by 7. It may be divided by 17 also. Or it may be divided by 19. Let's see, because this is, the ones digit is 19, and we know 19 1 ja 19. Okay, so there are few possibilities. This number can be divided by 3, it may be divided by 7, it may be divided by 17, it may be divided by 13 also. Because 13 3 ja 39, we are getting here the last digit as. So there are few possibilities, but we are not sure. So we have to check one by one. By the way, let me tell you, it can be divided by 17. So my dear, when you are taking LCM, 7429, let's check. Because 3 can't divide this number, 7 can't divide this number. So the first smallest number that can divide this number is 17. Let me tell you how I came to know about this. Listen. So you can check the divisibility of 17. You can check the divisibility of 17. Let me give you the short trick how to check the divisibility of 17, whether the number can be divided by 70 or not. Let me give you the short trick. So here we have number 7429. My dear, multiply the last digit from 9. From 5. So what we are getting here? 45. Multiply the last digit from 5. So what we are getting here? 45. Now subtract this number. What we are getting there? 45. Subtract this number from these 3 numbers. Except 9, because 9 already have multiplied. Now subtract. 742 minus 45. What we are getting here? We are getting here 7, and this is 3, and this is 9. Oh, we are getting 617. Now again apply same thing. Now multiply the last digit from last digit. What is the last digit here? 7. So what will be the number? 35. Now subtract 35 from 69, because 69 is the 2 numbers except 7. We have to leave 7. Okay, so 16 minus 35 will be what? Can we check it once, please? Oh my God, 34. And we know 34 can be divided by 17. So it implies that this number can also be divided by. I hope you have understood what I did here. I have multiplied 9 from 5. So we are getting 45. Now subtract 45 from these 3 numbers. So 742 minus 45 is 697. Now apply same procedure. So 7 5 are 35. Now subtract 35 from 69. So we are getting, so whatever we are getting number. Now check whether the result is subtracting, dividing by 17 or not. So it is dividing by 17. So this number is also divisible by 17. Clear everyone? Moving ahead. Okay, now let's do find the HCF and LCM of the following pairs and verify this formula. The product of HCF and LCM of two number is equal to the product of number themselves. This is the rule. Okay, so let's do first find out the HCF and LCM. So my dear, to find out the HCF and LCM, we have to apply here, you know, I hope you guys know prime factorization method. So by using prime factorization method, we are going to find out the HCF and LCM here. So what is prime factorization method? So my dear, write the number in the form of their prime factors. Product of prime. So this will be 26 can be written as 2 into 13, and 91 here. This 91 can be written as what? Yeah, this 91 can be written as this 7 into 13. Correct? Okay. Now here, to find the LCM and to find the HCF, let me tell you very important trick. Let me tell you one very important trick, my dear champion. If 2 is present in first prime factor, but 2 is not here, so we can imagine 2 to power 0. If 7 is present in the prime factor of 91, but 7 is not here, so we can imagine 7 to power 0. Why we need to do this? Let me give you. My dear champion, when we calculate LCM, so to calculate LCM, we always take the highest power, which is common in both. Highest power. What is the full form of LCM? Least common multiple. But to calculate the least common multiple, you have to take highest power. So first pick number 2. Pick the number 2. So here 2 to power 1, and in this 2 to power 0. Here 2 to power 1, if nothing is there, means 2 to power 1 is there, and this is 2 to power 0. So which we have to pick? Which we have to take? We have to take 2 to power 1, because we are calculating here LCM. So in LCM, I always take the highest power. Correct? Now it's time to take another number. Let's say after 2, 7 will come. So here 7 to power 1, here 7 to power 0. So what we have to take? We have to take highest power. So highest power will come 7. And in 13, both are same. So this will. Now multiply. So if we multiply here, 13 7 ja 91. So this is 91, and 91 2 ja 2 1 ja 2, 9 2 ja 18. This is the answer. The LCM is 182. Now find out LCM. So let me use another color pen. So okay. So for HCF, what is the full form of HCF? Highest common factor. Which word is there? Highest word is there. But you have to take least power. Opposite. For least common multiple, make sure to take highest power. But for highest common factor, make sure to take the least power. So 2 to power 2, 2 to power 0, which will come? 2 to power 0. Right? Here, 7 to power 0, 7 to power 1, which will come? 7 to power 0. The least power. 13 is common in both, and we know 2 to power 0 is equal to 1, 7 to power 0 is equal to 1. So we have HCF is equal to 13. So LCM is 182, HCF is 13. Now we have to verify this formula also, whether your answer is verifying this formula or not. So let's multiply HCF and LCM. So HCF is 13 and LCM is 182. So if we multiply both the numbers, let's say I'm doing here multiplication, 182 into 13. So 3 2 ja 6 will come, 8 3 ja 24, carry 2, 3 1 ja 3, 2 5, 2 1 ja 2, 8 1 ja 8, 1 1 ja 1, 6, this 6, 8 5 13, 13 3, carry 1, 2 3 6 6. So we have 2 3 6 6. Now multiply the numbers. So we have number 26 into 91. So when we multiply 26 into 91, what we are getting? 6 1 ja 6, 2 1 ja 2, 9 6 ja 54, carry 5, 9 2 ja 18, 18 and 5, 23. Now check whether 2, this is 6, this is 3, this is 2 3 6 6. Again we are getting same number, 2 3 6 6. Hence prove that the product of HCF and LCM is equal to the product of a number itself. Hence verified. Hence hence verified. I hope this is clear to you all. Similarly, so I was solving question number 1 here. Now guys, you can solve this question and this question, right? So write the prime factor of this and this. Now take common, but make sure in LCM you have to take highest power. In HCF you have to take the least power. Moving ahead. Okay. Next question. There is a circular path around a sports field. Okay. So basically here there is a circular path and Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round of the field. Okay, Sonia is a girl who is driving her scooty or cycle, whatever, and Sonia is taking 18 minutes to complete one round. She is taking 18 minutes to complete one round. Okay, again, while Ravi 12 minutes for the same. Okay, here Sonia and Ravi both are starting from the same point, but Sonia is taking 18 minutes to complete the one round, and Ravi is taking 12 minutes, right, champions? Now read the question completely. Suppose they both start at the same point. So let's say they both are starting from here and the same time and go in the same direction. Direction is also same for both. Direction is also same for the both. Okay. After how many minutes will they meet again? So the question is, after how many minutes they will meet again. So basically we are looking for the number which can be divided by this and divided by this. So here we want to calculate LCM. My dear, just use your common sense. If they are starting from here and they will be meeting somewhere again, so the time will be, of course, larger number. We are looking for the larger number. After some time, at what time they will be meeting again? So we are looking forward to find out the bigger number. This is the time taken by individually, 12 minutes and 18 minutes, Sonia. But we are looking forward after how much minute? After how many minutes they will be meeting again? So we are looking forward to a number greater than these two, and which can be divided by both. So that will be LCM. HCF is always a smaller number. HCF will always come smaller than these two, and LCM will always come greater than these two. This is also trick. So let's write the prime factor of this. So 18 can be written as 2 into 3 square, and 12 can be written as 2 square into 3. 2 to 4, 3 are 12. Now for LCM, what we have to take? So my dear champion, we all know for LCM we have to take highest power. So if we talk about 2, so 2 is highest, 2 to power 2, and for 3 highest power is 3 to power 2. So this is 2 to the power 4 and 3 to 3 the 9. So we have 36 minutes. So my dear champion, after 36 minutes they will be meeting each other again. They will meet again with each other. So this is your answer. Moving ahead, I hope this question clear to you. Prove that root 5 irrational. This is most common question. I have solved this question so many times, my dear. Go and you can watch my live session. In that live session I have already solved this question, champion. By the way, I'm going to solve this question again for all the students who do not have clarity on this question still. So let's solve the question. So prove that root 5 is irrational number. So the proof of this question starts from assumption. So we have to assume here, just a second guys, technical problem. Okay, so here we have to assume that root 5 is a rational number. First assume what root 5 is a rational number. Okay, first assume root 5 is a what, champions? A rational number. Okay, this is our assumption. The solution will start from here. As you have assumed root 5 is a rational number, it implies that root 5 can be written as P by Q. Because we have assumed root 5 is a rational number. Now my dear students, if we have assumed root 5 is a rational number, so we have written root 5 is equal to P by Q, and this line is very important to mention. P and Q are What type of numbers? They are co-prime numbers. We can say co-prime pairs. Come on, yaar. What do you understand by co-prime pairs? Co-prime pairs means they have HCF is equal to 1. It means that P and Q are having only one common factor, which is 1. And we all know the numbers which are having only one common factor. For example, 3 and 5. Which number can divide both? Only 1. 1 can divide 3 also, 1 can divide 5 also. So 3 and 5 both are co-prime numbers. For example, 7 and 11. This pair is also co-prime numbers because both the numbers are having only one common factor, which is 1. So here P and Q are such a number. P can be divided by 1, Q can be divided by 1. So they have only one common factor, 1. Okay. Now my dear students, cross multiply. So if we cross multiply here, root 5Q will be equal to P. Now squaring both sides. What we have to write here? Squaring both sides. So dear students, if we are squaring both sides, so the root will remove and the equation will look like 5Q square is equal to P square. Now look at here. This 5 is in multiplication with Q square. So if we put 5 here this side, if we send this 5 to the right side, it implies that P square will be divided because 5 is here in multiplication. When this 5 will go this side, it will be dividing P. So this equation indicates that here P square is divided by 5, and if P square is divided by 5, it means P is also divided by 5. So P is also divided by 5. Now my dear champion, this is the point where most of the students stuck. Why? Listen champion. After this point, please just for a little while forget everything. Forget everything. And please focus on this line. If I ask you, P is divisible by 5, write this information in equation. P is divisible by 5, so write this information in equation form. So we can write P is equal to 5 into anything. Into anything. So I'm taking here M. You can take anything. You can take pigeon, you can take crow, you can take Delhi, you can take India, you can take Donald Trump. Sorry. You can take anything. P is equal to 5M because P is divided by 5. So we can keep 5 in multiplication with anything because when this 5 will go there, P is divided by 5. So this is your second equation, and let's say this is your first equation. I hope this is clear to you all. Now, okay, now putting second in first. Now dear students, put second into first. Put second in first. So at the place of P, 5M will come. But here P is in square form. So this is 5Q square. And at the place of P, 5M come. 5M will come. And that will go in square form. So this is 5Q square. And this is 25M square. My dear champion, this 25 will be cancelled by 5. Now, can you see this equation? Now 5 is in multiplication with M. So if this 5 will go there, now Q square is divided by 5. Here P was dividing by 5. Now here Q is dividing by 5. So it implies that P and Q have one more factor. And what was our assumption? They both are co-prime. But what we are getting? We are getting that P and Q are having one more factor. It means our assumption has become wrong. Our assumption has become contradictory. It is contradiction because our assumption and what we are getting both are not synchronizing. Okay, so Q square is what, champion? Divisible by 5. So Q is also what? Also divisible by 5. Hence it is contradicting It is contradicting what? Our assumption. It is contradicting our assumption as P and Q are what type of numbers? Co-prime numbers. But what we have gotten here? We have proved that Q is divided by 5, P is divided by 5. It means that P and Q are having one more factor. So this rule has become wrong. This assumption has become wrong. So it contradicting our assumption as P and Q are co-prime number. Hence root 5 is an, sorry, not an, a, because I have to write here rational, is a what type of number? Champion, please tell me. Rational number. Because this contradiction occurs. Why this contradiction has occurred? Why this contradiction has come? Because our assumption was root 5 is a rational number. Oh my god, what I am writing here? This is an irrational number. An irrational number. I have proved. Root 5 is an irrational number. Clear, everyone? So this is very important question. Moving ahead. Prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is a rational number. Again, start your solution with assumption. So assume 3 plus root 5 is a what? Rational number. Assume this is a rational number. And automatically some contradiction will occur. The contradiction will come automatically, don't worry. So if we have assumed this number as rational, so it can be written as P by Q. Now take all the whole numbers. I'm not talking about root. I'm talking about 3 and 2. Now take all the whole numbers to the right side. So it can be written as 2 root 5 P divided by Q minus 3. Here everyone, 3 is positive. If 3 will go there, that will become negative. So root 5 is equal to P minus 3Q on taking LCM, and this 2 will come. Oh my god. This whole function is a rational number. Why? This whole function, the right side, the complete right side is a rational number. Why? Because P by Q is modified. We are multiplying 3, dividing and we are doing these things. So that is rational number. But root 5 we have already proved in previous question. This is irrational number. This is irrational number. So the RHS is a rational number, LHS is irrational number, and here equal sign is there. This is not possible. A rational number can't be equal to irrational number. So this is also violating the rule of maths. So this is also contradiction. This is contradiction. So it is contradiction. It is, let me use another color. So it is what? Contradicting. It is contradicting what, champions? Our assumption. It is contradicting our assumption as a rational number. A rational number can't be equal to an what? Irrational number. Equal to an irrational number. And why this contradiction has occurred? Why this contradiction has occurred? Because our assumption was a rational number. This number we have assumed that the given number is a rational number. And that's why this error is occurred. So it can't be rational number. So it has to be, hence 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. Irrational number. I hope this is clear to you all. Very easy question. Moving ahead. Prove that the following are irrational. Very good, very good. Prove that following is irrational. So again, same procedure. Assume as rational. Assume as rational. So if we assume, I'm doing first question. So 1 by root 2 can be written as P by Q. Take reciprocal. So on taking reciprocal, it will become root 2 and it will become Q by P. So still the number has interchanged. Numerator has become denominator, denominator has become numerator, but still it is a rational number. So the right side is what, champion? Rational number, right? And the left side is irrational number, which is not possible. A rational can't be equal to an irrational number. How is it possible? This is not possible. So this is contradiction. And why this contradiction is occurred? Because our assumption was a rational. So 1 by root 2 can't be a rational number. It has to be an irrational number. Same procedure you guys can apply in second and third question. Moving ahead, chapter number 2, polynomials. So this is all about real numbers. Okay. Moving ahead, polynomials. So look at the first question. Find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial. This is quadratic polynomial because the degree is 2. And verify the relationship. Do you know, my dear champion? We have a general formula of quadratic equation x square ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, right? This is the general formula of quadratic equation. And we generally take zeros as alpha and beta for a quadratic polynomial. Alpha and beta for a quadratic polynomial. Alpha and beta are the zeros. Do you know zeros? Alpha and beta are those numeric value which will be satisfying this equation. If we put alpha here at the place of x, this will give you result equal to 0. If you put beta equal at the place of x, this will again give you 0 result. So alpha and beta are those numerical value which will satisfy the quadratic equation, and that is called zeros. So we have a formula, actually sum of zeros of any quadratic polynomial, sum of zeros of any quadratic polynomial is equal to minus b by a. And do you know what is minus? What is b here? B is coefficient of x. So this is coefficient of x, right? And what is a? A is coefficient of x square. So this is coefficient of x square. This is the formula. And we have one more formula, product of what? Zeros. It means alpha into beta. Alpha into beta is equal to c by a. Where is c? C is without any variable. Look at here, c, there is no any variable. So that is pure constant. And a is the coefficient of x square. So c is what? We can write here, c is what? Constant term. And a is what? A is what? Coefficient of x square. This is the formula. I hope everything is clear to you all. Now let's do the question number here. So we have question 4s square minus 4s square minus 4s plus 1. So the question is find the zeros. So first we have to find alpha and beta. My dear champion, if this is quadratic polynomial, so we can apply two methods, quadratic formula and middle term splitting method. But I will prefer here middle term splitting method. How to apply? Listen, champion, I am going to teach you how you guys can find out the zeros. Listen, champion. So always multiply a from c. Always. First number from the last number. Coefficient of x square. Here this polynomial is in the form of s. Don't worry. It can be anything. A, B, C, D, F, whatever it can be. I can also write equation 4 Bangalore square minus 4 Bangalore plus 1. Yes, this will also be quadratic polynomial. 4 Delhi square minus 4 Delhi plus 1. This is also quadratic equation. Similarly, 4 Australia square minus 4 Australia plus, this is also quadratic polynomial. So quadratic polynomial can be in form of any variable. Okay. So, but don't say, sir, Australia is 1, Australia is fixed, but variable changes. I'm taking just an example. Okay. So how to apply the middle term splitting method? Listen, champion. Always multiply a from c first. So if we multiply here A from C 4 into 1, what we are getting here? 4. Now for this 4, make the pair of such numbers, whose multiplication will be 4. So the first pair will be 1 and 4 itself, because 4 into 1 will be 4, and the second pair will be 2 into 2, 2 to the 4. So we have two possibilities. 1 into 4 will give you 4 and 2 into 2 will give you 4. So we have two possibilities. But my dear champion, in these two brackets, there will be only one who is your friend. Only one will be your friend. Only one. We can't take both all together. No, we have to select any one. But according to this middle value and according to this sign. Sir, what does it mean by this? According to middle value, according to sign. Yes. When we add 4 plus 1, what we are getting? Why we are adding? We have to follow this sign, the sign of constant term. And when we adding 2 plus 2, we are getting 4. Now on adding, the number that you are getting, that should be at the central value, and this is the central value. We are adding the number, and on adding we are getting the same value which is present at the middle. Wow. So 2 and 2 is your friend. I hope you are getting my point. 2 and 2 will be your friend. So we have to ignore 4 and 1. That is meaningless for us for now. Okay, just for now, that value is nothing for us. So let me erase these things, extra things. So circle. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now, my dear champion, this 2 can be written as here. So 4s square minus 2 can be written as 2 plus 2. S is already there. Do you know? And this is called middle term splitting method, because I have splitted the middle term into two parts. 4 can be written as 2 into 2, and I'm not writing this number randomly. I have checked, I have followed this sign also. Clear, everyone? Now open the brackets. So 4s square minus 2s plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we can take common. This will be the one pair, this will be the second pair. So let's take common. So 2 is present here also, s is present in both. So 2s will come common. So we have, this is 2s minus 1. So whatever is the first bracket, second bracket should be identical. So we have to take minus 1, because we have to, we want 2s at the first point. So 2s, and this will automatically become minus 1, because minus plus is there, equals to 0. So in these two brackets, please write any one, and this will be combined. 2s minus 1 is equal to 0. On taking this is equal to 0, we have s will be equal to 1 by 2. On taking this is equal to 0, we have s is equal to 1 by 2. These are the roots, these are the zeros. And the first 0 we can say this is alpha, and the second 0 we can say this is as beta, alpha beta. If you put this alpha beta half here, the result will be 0. Yes, my dear, you can verify if you don't have trust on me. Okay, now this question is not completed. The first part is completed. Find the zeros. These are the zeros. Now let's verify the relationship between zeros and coefficient. This formula will be used. Okay, now let's verify. So I'm using here green color for this. Okay, so first I'm doing here sum of zeros. So sum of zeros. So sum of zeros means alpha plus beta, and which is equal to minus b by a. This minus will come automatically due to formula. But here if b is, you can see this is b. Can you see this is b here? What is a here, champion? A is 4. What is b here? B is 4 minus 4, not 4. If the value is in negatives, you have to write in negative. And c is 1. So a, b, c. Clear, everyone? So b minus 4 and a we have is 4. So this is minus plus 4 1 4 1. And if we do alpha plus beta, so this is alpha half, beta half. Oh my god, 1 is equal to 1. Hence verified. The sum of zeros is equal to minus b by a. Okay. Now product of zeros. Product of zeros. What is product of zeros, champion? Alpha into beta, and which is equal to C by A. So if we do product of 0, alpha into beta, alpha is half, beta is half. Now where is C? C is 1. Where is A? A is 4. C by A, C by A, 1 by 4. Now 1 by 2 into 1 by, oh my god, 1 by 4 is equal to 1 by, hence verified. This is also verified. Clear, everyone? Magic, it's magic, it's magic, it's magic, it's magic. Hence verified. I hope this is clear to you all. So this is the question. It will be giving you almost 4 marks. Moving ahead. Again, one more question, same. So 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. My dear, look at this quadratic polynomial. This quadratic polynomial is written in wrong manner. This is not the right manner as per the polynomial standard, as per the polynomial policy, as per PP. PP means polynomial policy, right? So this is the wrong method. Why wrong method? Because the pure constant term always comes at the end. First term is the highest power. Second term should be one less power. So if this is power 2x square, so the second position should occupy by 7x. But 7x is here, presently 7x is at the end, which is wrong. So we have to write in correct form. First, what we have to do here? My dear champion, please tell me correct form. And what will be the correct form? The correct form will be 6 square minus 7x minus 3. This is the correct form. Clear, everyone? So it was little confusing. So always, if the polynomials are not in correct form, make it correct form first. Now solve for alpha and beta. So I have already given you the short example. Multiply this from this. So if we multiply 6 into 3, what we are getting, champions? 18. Now for this 18, make the pair of possible numbers whose multiplication will be 18. Make the pair of numbers whose multiplication will be 18. So for 18, the first pair will be itself 1 and 18. The second pair will be 2 and 9. The third pair will be 3 and 6. There is no any possibility now. 2 9 18, 3 6 and don't say, sir, 9 comma 2 we can write. 6 comma 3 will be, both are same na. You are just interchanging the position of the numbers. Don't say, sir, 1 18 and 18 1. That is will be counted as 1. So we have 3 possibilities. But in all these 3 possibilities, there will be only one which is helpful, which is meaningful for us. Only one is there. In all these 3 brackets, only one is our friend. And how to decide? This middle term will decide, and this sign will decide. Negative, negative, negative. The sign of constant term will decide, and the middle value, middle value, middle value, and sign of pure constant. Yes, my dear champion, sign of pure constant. So look at, if the sign of pure constant is minus, so now subtract all the number. 18 minus 1 will be 17, which is not the middle value. 9 minus 2, 9 minus 2 is 7, and 7 is the middle value. 6 minus 3 is 3, and 3 is not middle value. So which is your friend? This is your friend. 2 and 9 is your friend. Why? Because the difference between 2 and 9 is 7. And why we are carrying difference value? Why we are giving value to subtraction only? Why we are not adding the numbers? Why we are focusing on subtraction? Because the sign of constant term is minus. That's why. So 9 minus 2 is 7. So that will be your perfect pair. So now we can write 6x square. This will be 9 minus 2, x minus 3. So can we please solve this? Open the bracket. So this 9x minus plus 2x minus 3. Can we take common here? In these two, 3x will come common. So this will be 2x minus 3. And now here we can take common as 1. So this will be as it is. This will remain as it is. And both the brackets are similar. That we want. 2x minus 3 and 3x plus 1. So we have 2 brackets. When we take this is equal to 0. So x is 3 by 2. Which will be your alpha. And when we are taking this as equal to 0, x will be minus 1 by 3, which is your beta minus 1 by 3. So we have alpha and beta. Now we can verify the relationship between coefficient and zeros. I hope you guys have understood now. Moving ahead. Find the zeros. Again, same question. 4 3 are 12. 4 3 are 12. And for 12, how many pairs will be there? 12, 1, 2, 6, 3, 4. Yeah, there is only 3 possibilities. Now in these 3, only one will be your helpful. I mean helpful for you. Only one will be productive. Only one will be powerful. And how we can decide? With the help of this negative sign and with the help of coefficient of x. What is the difference of 12 and 11? 11. What is the difference of 6 and 2? 4. And what is the difference of 4 and 3? Wow, 1. And this is 1. So this bracket will be there. Because the coefficient is 1. Coefficient of x is 1. And the difference of both the number is 1. And why we are subtracting the numbers? Because the sign of constant term is negative. You can do guys. Okay. Now find a quadratic polynomial, each with the given numbers as the sum and product of its zeros respectively. So listen champion. So for just so far here we have solved a quadratic polynomial and we have calculated their zeros. So quadratic polynomial is given here and we are calculating zeros, right everyone? Quadratic polynomial is given there and we are finding here their zeros. Now this is reverse. This is reverse. If zeros are given to you, let's say this is alpha and this is beta. This is alpha, this is beta. This is alpha, this is beta. If the zeros are already given to you, how to find out? How to find out? Let's say read the question first. So this is not zero. Basically this is given to you directly sum. So this is sum of the zeros, and sometime question might be in the terms of the zeros may be given to you. But here in this question, the sum and product, the sum and product of its zeros is given to you basically. So these are the sum. Okay, don't worry. These are the sum of the zeros and this is product of zero. Sum of zeros means what? This is the value of alpha plus beta. And this is the value of alpha into beta. So this minus 1 is the direct value of alpha into beta. These are not zeros. Similarly, here, this is alpha plus beta. And this is, my dear champion, alpha into beta. Here, this is alpha plus beta. Right? And this is what? Alpha into beta. So here in this question, in these 3, sum of zeros and product of zeros are given to you, and you have to find out, you have to construct the quadratic polynomial for these particular situation. So let me give you theory first, because we are covering here backlog. So my dear champion, listen everyone. We know the general form of quadratic equation is this. I hope you all aware of this. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now do one thing. Divide this entire equation from a, both sides. So if we divide this entire equation from a to the both sides, this equation will look like x square plus b by x plus c by a is equal to 0. Right everyone? And 0 by a will be 0, so I am writing only 0 here. X square plus b by ax plus c by a is equal to 0. Agree? Okay. Now, if I, as per my own wish, I am writing here negative, this positive can be written as, agree, minus b by a, because minus will crash to each other and minus is positive also. Yes, are you agree? For example, this is 2 plus 4. So can I write this as 2 minus 4? Both are same, because minus is indirectly plus, right? So that's why I have written there. You might be wondering about, sir, why we are doing this? Why you are making such modification there? Just wait. Everything will be cleared. So let's say we have this x square minus b by a. Now, my dear champion, do you know minus b by a? What is minus b by a? Minus b by a. Minus b by a is the sum of roots, sum of zeros, and c by a, this is product of zeros. So we can modify this equation as, x square minus, what is this champion? Sum of zeros into x plus what? product of zeros and equal to 0. Agree? X square minus, so my dear champion, this formula is very important to construct any unknown quadratic polynomial if whether the roots are given, whether the zeros are given, or directly sum and products are given. So in this question, zeros are not given. These are the sum, these are the product. So we can put here. So I'm solving the first question here. X square minus, this is what? Sum and product of its zeros respectively. So this is sum, this is product. So this is basically sum of zeros means alpha. We can write here, this is alpha plus beta. And this is what? Alpha into beta. Right? So let's do x square minus sum of zeros is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 and x will come. Okay. And here product of zeros is negative. So plus sign then minus is equal to 0. Now solve this. So x square minus x by 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. We can take LCM. If you remain the solution here, no problem, you will get full marks. Better to make this equation in single line, single format. So let's take LCM. So this will look like 4x square. After taking LCM, 4 will go there, and this is minus x and minus 4 is equal to, when this 4 will multiply with 0, so that will be 0. Okay, second question. This is root 2, this is 1 by 3. Don't worry. Again, x square minus, this is what? Sum of zeros. So this is root 2x plus, this is what? Product of zeros. This is 1 by 3 is equal to 0. If you want to take LCM, you can take LCM. So this equation will become 3x square, and this will look like 3 root 2x plus 1, and 3 will be in divide when 3 will be multiplied with 0. So this result will be 0. Similarly, we can find out this. So this is very important. Let me write this formula again. X square minus, it can also be expressed like this. Everyone, I hope this is clear to you all. So to solve such question, make sure to read the question carefully. Whether alpha, beta are given, and whether some directly sum and directly products are given. So please make sure to focus on that also. Moving ahead. Okay, so look at the question. Find a quadratic polynomial each with the given numbers at the sum. Again, same question. This is what? Find a quadratic polynomial with the given numbers as the sum and product of its zeros respectively. Okay. Find the polynomial given number as the sum. Same. Again, same question. So this is basically sum of the zeros, and this is basically product of the zeros. So this is alpha beta, alpha plus beta, and this is alpha into beta. So you guys can use this formula here. Moving ahead. Third chapter, pair of linear equations in two variable. Okay. Pair of linear equations in two variables. So let's solve the question. Okay. So my dear champion, form a pair of linear equations in, do you know, what do you understand by this chapter? Pair of linear equations in two variable. So first of all, two variable means what? X plus y. If two variables are there, so there may be some constant value also. So I'm taking here C. And if this is x, this is y, so there will be some coefficient also, any constant number. So we can write ax, the coefficient of x, and for y, I'm writing here by. So ax plus by plus c, this is the first linear equation. But this is the term here, pair word is there. So pair means what? In every question of this chapter, there will be two linear equations, and we will have to solve the linear equation to find out the value of x and y. So this is the first equation, and one more linear equation will be there. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. But both linear equations look like identical. So to make some differences, we can write first equation, the coefficient will become a1 b1 c1, and the coefficient of second equation will look like a2 b2 c2. So this is the linear equation in two variable, pair of linear equation in two variables. This is the general format. A1 is a1 b1 c1, a1 b1 are the coefficient of x and y, c1 is the constant term in first equation, a2 is the coefficient of x in second equation, b2 is the coefficient of y in second equation, and c2 is the constant term in second equation. Okay, then we have to solve. And do you know, my dear champion, linear equation means what? If we draw graph of linear equation, they always give you a straight line. Always what? Straight line. Please keep this in mind, because Because the name is linear. Linear means what? Straight line. So when you draw the linear equation on graph, they will always give you a straight line. This will give you a straight line, this will give you a straight line. So the straight lines are having, both the straight lines are having three possibilities. Sometimes they will be intersecting each other, sometimes they may be coinciding each other, they both are on each other, and sometimes they might be parallel to each other. So there are three possibilities. Sometimes they may be intersecting each other, they may be coinciding each other, and they will become parallel to each other. So if they are intersecting each other, it indicates that there will be exactly one solution, the value of x and y, which will be satisfying this line also, and which will be satisfying this line also. So my dear, when the lines are intersecting each other, there will be exactly one solution. This is called exactly one solution. We are going to solve a lot of questions here, don't worry. This is called exactly one solution, and we can also say unique solution. Common sense is also, I hope it is helping you out, guys. If the lines are intersecting, so by common sense, there will be only one solution. There will be only one value of x and y, which will be satisfying both the equations. But if they are coinciding each other, my dear, if the straight lines, this and this both are coinciding, so my dear, if we take this point here, x and y, this xy will be satisfying both the equation. 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 So how many solutions will be there which will be satisfying both the equations? Infinitely many solutions. So my dear, when the lines are coinciding each other, infinitely many solutions will be there. But when the lines are, both the lines are parallel to each other, it means that if you take a point on line 1, this point will not satisfy this. If you take point on line 2, this point will not be satisfying that. If you are taking point here on this line, this point will not be satisfying this. So there is no any common solution. There is no any common value which will be satisfying both the equation. So in this case, no solution will be there. I hope this is clear to you all. When intersecting, exactly one solution. When coinciding means both the lines are on each other. They are, overlapping each other. So there will be infinitely many solutions. Infinitely value of x and y, which will be satisfying both the equation. And if they are parallel to each other, there will be no solution. Solution means what? The value of x and y, which satisfy both the equations. Okay, let's do for your clarity. Look at the first question here. Form the pair of linear equation. Okay, so we have to form the pair of linear equation first and find their solution graphically. This is very important. In board exam, in CBSE board exam, generally this question comes up. Very important question. So we have to form the equation here. Few conditions is given here. The conditions are given here. And after reading the condition, we have to form the equation. Then we have to solve the equations by graphical method. Do you know? Forming the equation is the challenging task for the student. If you are able to form the equation, it means that 60-70% of question is already done. How to form the equation? This is the most important task here. So read the question carefully. Read the question. 10 students of class 10th took part in a mathematics quiz. If the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys, find the number of boys and girls who took part in the quiz. Okay. Let me tell you a very magical trick. In such type of questions, I would say in word problem type of questions, many students feels difficulties. Many students are not able to form the equations in word problem. Do you know why? Because you don't know a trick that I'm going to tell you in coming 2 to 3 minutes. Yes. And what is the trick? In word problem question, always come to the last line. What question is asking to you? What question is asking to you? What you have to find. So last line is find the number of boys and girls who took part in the quiz. So we have to find out. The question is asking to us. The question is asking to us to find out the number of boys and girls. So both are unknown. We don't know. So we have to let that value. So whatever is the last line, the question is demanding from you guys to find, always let that. Assume anything. Then read the question and make an equation. So let's assume number of let. So I'm writing here let. The What champion? Number of what? Boys. Let the number of boys be. Let the number of boys be X. We have assumed. And girls also there. And the number of what? Girls be Y. So we have assumed. Now read the question carefully. Now you guys will be able to form the equation. Right, everyone? So what is the first line? 10 students. How many students are there? Total students are 10. This is the other condition. This is some other thing. We'll be focusing on that. First, focus on the first line. First, focus on the first line. How many students are taking part in quiz? 10 students. I mean, in class 10th, how many students are there? Total 10 students. So we have assumed X and Y. X is number of boys, Y is number of girls. So it means that the sum of X plus Y will be equal to 10. This is your first equation. I hope this is clear to you all. Now read the second line, because we want one more equation. We required one more equation because the name of chapter is pair of linear equations. Without, I mean, single equation can't be solved. We can't solve. There is no any mean. If we are talking about solving the equation, so there should be two equations. If two variables are there, two unknowns are there. Now, if the number of girls is 4 more than, more means what? My dear, more means what? More means add 4 more than the number of boys. So number of girls is, so what we have assumed here, the number of girls is Y. So we can write Y is equal to 4 more. So 4 plus 4 to whom? 4 more to whom? 4 more than the number of boys. A number of boys is X. So Y is equal to X plus 4. So we have two equations now. If the question would have asked, find out the value, number of boys and girls, we can apply substitution method. We can put Y in equation 1 and can solve. But here the question is asking their solution using graphical method. So to draw the graph of both the lines, we required some solution. So let's find out the solution. So I'm finding out here solution. Let's make a box. Okay, this is a box. And let's find out two solutions is enough. X, Y. And I'm finding solution for the first equation. X plus Y is equal to 10. So when we are putting X as 0, so X is 0, so Y will become 10. When we are putting Y 0, so X will become 10. I hope this is clear to you. Now find out one more solution box for the second equation, for this equation. Y is equal to X plus 4. So this will be here X and Y. Now put X as 0. So if we are putting X as 0, Y we have is 4. When we are putting when we are putting Y as 0, so 4 will go there, so X will become minus 4. So we have solution box. Now please make sure whenever the question is asking find the solution by graphical method, so make sure to use graph paper, make sure to use pencil, eraser and scale. If you are drawing the line with the help of pencil only, using your hand movement, you can't draw, you can't get the correct answer. Always make sure to use a scale. I don't have scale, but I'm going to try little bit. So let me try here. So I hope I will be able to draw the graph comfortably. So here this line is not straight. So let me erase the line here. One more line we can draw. Is it clear now? Wow, now perfect. Now my dear, select the scale according to the number. The lowest number is 4 and the greatest number is 10. So do one thing, let's draw the scale of 2. So okay, 2. So this is 2. The gap should be equal. The gapping should be equal. Make sure the gaps, these gaps should be equal. Okay, so I'm taking, because one mistake can destroy your result. One mistake may lead, you will not be able to get the result, right? So make sure to draw the graph clearly. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I hope the gaps are equal. Okay, this is x-axis, champion. So these are the x values and this is y-axis. Okay, now this is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. This is -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. This is 2, -4, -6, -8 and this is -10. I hope this is clear to you all. X positive, Y positive, X negative, Y negative. You all know these things. Okay, now draw the points. So what is the first point here? When X is 0, I'm drawing this line first. When X is 0, Y is 10. X is 0, Y is 10. So this will be here. This will be the point 0, 10. When Y is 0, X is 10. So this will be here. 10, 0. Now let's join both the lines. So to join both the lines, I'm using yellow color. Okay, to make the line. So this line will go this way. This is the line, and we can write the name of line also. So this is x plus y is equal to 10. Now draw the second line. So we have second line. When x is 0, y is 4. When x is 0, y is 4. This will be here. When x is 0, 0, 4. And the second line is when y is 0, x is -4. This will come here. This is what? -4, 0. Right? Now draw the lines. So to yellow color I'm using here. Now draw the line. Please make sure, very careful. This is the line. So the point of intersection will give you the result. Yes, my dear champion, the point of intersection, because this point is on this line also and this point is on this line also. Let me write the name of this line. Y is equal to x plus 4. So can we please find out the point of intersection? So for this I'm using here green color. So draw a shadow. Wow, draw a shadow. Oh, wow. Can you see here? This point is in between 2 and 4. So x is 3 here. And here this point on y-axis is in between 6 and 8. So this will be 7. Exactly between 6 and 8. This will be 7. So we have x is equal to 3 and we have y is equal to 7. If you don't trust on me, you guys can put these values in both the equation and check whether the values are satisfying or not. So let's check whether. So first check whether. So here the first equation was x plus y is equal to 10. So x is 3, y is 7. Oh my god, and it is satisfying. It means that our answer is perfect. Right? Now in the second equation, if we put here, what is x? X is 3. So if we put here 3 plus 4 is 7 and y is 7 also. So this value is satisfying. But don't become so excited because the question is asking find the number of girls and boys. So whenever you are solving the question, at the end, please make sure to write the correct answer in words. So what will be the correct answer in words? So the number of what? Boys is, what is the number of boys? X, and x we have is 3. Is 3. The number of what? Girls is, what is the number of girls? 7. So this is answer. This is your final answer. I hope this question is clear to you, everyone. If you draw the graph carefully, correctly, neat and clean, my dear, the answer will automatically reflect there. Don't worry. Moving ahead. Okay. Look at the question here. So on comparing the A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2, find out whether the lines representing the following pair of linear equations intersect at a point parallel and coincident. My dear, this is the topic, very important topic. So in linear equation in two variable, when A1 by A2 is not B1 by B2 is not equal to B1 by B2, it intersects on graph. It indicates that the lines will be intersecting. Right, champions? So please make sure when A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, it means that the lines will be intersecting. Second possibility is if A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 and it is also equal to C1 by C2, it means that there will be infinite many solution. There will be infinite many solution. And third is if A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, right? But this is not equal to C1 by C2. The first two ratios are equal to each other, but third is not equal to each other. So it indicates that the lines, both the lines will be parallel to each other. Parallel. So these, without solving the graph, without making the graph, you guys can identify whether the lines are intersecting. I mean, what I have written in, I have written algebraic information. So this will be coincident. This is also correct. Algebraically, this is correct. But we are talking about graphical representation. So this is coinciding. I hope this is coinciding means overlapping. Overlapping. Look, I'm writing here this word also. Overlapping. When the lines are on each other. Okay. So without making the graph, you guys can identify by comparing these ratios. Yes. So let's do the first question here. I'm using here white color. First question. So what is A1? So 1 is for the first equation. A1 is 5. B1 is -4. If values are negative, coefficients are negative, please write in negative. And C1 is what? 8. Similarly, A2 is what? 7. B2 is what? 6. And C2 will be what? -9. So please make sure to write A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 correctly. Right? Now compare the ratios. So here A1 by A2, what will be A1 by A2? 5 by 7. What is B1 by B2? -4 by 6. This is 2, this is 3. So this is equal to -2 by 3. And what is C1 by C2? C1 is 8 and this is -9. So this is -8, 9. Okay. So here A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. Can you see here? Why? Because A1 by A2 is 5 by 7 and B1 by B2 is -2 by 3. So this is not equal to each other. And if A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, you don't need to go to C1 because A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. It is present in only one situation. Because in both in second and third situation, in second and third condition, both are equal to each other. This is the only one condition when A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. So if this situation has arose there, so you don't need to look at the C1 by C2 because it is present only one condition. So it implies that this line, both the lines will be, what type of line will be there on graph? They will be intersecting lines. They will be intersecting, and if they are intersecting, so algebraically how many solutions? Let me give you this information simultaneously up to you. So algebraically there will be only one solution. Only one solution will be there because both the lines are intersecting each other. I hope this question is absolutely clear to you all. Okay, moving ahead. So this question is interesting. Again a word problem, but very easy question, but little confusion. Little confusing. The language is confusing. Most of the students I found in this question, the students are not able to write the equation correctly because of the confusion. Okay, so look at the question. Half the perimeter of rectangle. So what I have suggested you, always go to the last line. So here we are talking about a rectangle and the question is demanding find the dimension of rectangle. Dimension of garden, which is rectangular in shape. So we don't know now. That's why the question is asking to us. The dimensions are unknown. We don't know. That's why question is asking. So let the values. Let the length be. Dimension means length and breadth. Length. Let the length be what? X, and everything is in meter. So please make sure to write unit also. X meter. And the what? Breadth be y meter. So we have assumed length and breadth. Now read the question carefully from starting. Half the perimeter. Okay. So let's write the formula for perimeter. perimeter of garden, and the garden is rectangular, so we can write 2 into length plus breadth. Do you know the formula? 2 into length plus, okay. But the question is saying half the perimeter. If this is formula of perimeter, half the perimeter. So let's divide half. Let's divide by 2. So we have to divide both sides because this is the original formula for perimeter. So this will be cancelled. Okay. Half the perimeter of rectangle whose length is 4 meter more than this. So my dear, this is a separate language. This is the separate information, and half of the perimeter of rectangle is 36 meter. So here half of the perimeter is equal to 36. This is the confusing, because this information is this information is inserted in between the information of this. This information, half the perimeter, is starting from this word and it is ending here, and the separate information has inserted in between this, right? So half the perimeter is equal to 36. So we can write here 36. Half perimeter divided by 2 means half, and which is equal to x plus y. So we have equation number 1. Here everyone. Now what is equation? This information, length is 4 more. More means what? Add. Length is 4 more, and what we have assumed here, length is x. So we can write x is equal to, because length is means equal. Length is 4 more than its width. So width is, my dear, width and breadth both are same. Now we can write here width also. So 4 more than its width, and width is y here. So we can write here y plus 4. Wow, we have 2 equations. Now we can use substitution method, because here question is not saying to apply any particular special method, so we can use any method. It is not instructing us to apply any particular method, so we can use any method. So putting equation 2, or we can say substituting, putting 2 in first. So at the place of x, y plus 4 will come, and this y is already there. I have changed the equal sign completely. So y plus y will be 2y, and this 4 will go there. So 36 minus 4 will be 32. So y we have is equal to 16. Don't be excited. We have only x now. Now find out x. We have only y here. Now find out x. So x will be y plus 4. So this is 16 plus 4, which is equal to 20. My dear champion, some students used to leave the answer till here only. They used to leave the answer here, just value of x and y. This is not correct format. The question is asking dimension. What we have assumed, length and breadth. So please make sure to write the final answer in words. So the length is what? Length we have assumed x, and x we have 20. So this is 20 meter. And width of rectangle, garden, is width is y 16 meter. So this is the correct format to make the evaluator, impress the evaluator, I would say. The evaluator, the person who will be evaluating your answer sheet in board exam, they become happy after looking at these formats, writing the final answer in words. So thank you so much for watching the live, not live, this recorded video. Thank you so much. So I hope this video is going to be very helpful for you all. And I have, the most important topics from each chapter, real numbers, polynomials, and pair of linear equation to variable, I have discussed here. My dear champion, if the student, unfortunately, if any one of you haven't watched the video from beginning to end, please go and watch this video in one shot, in one sitting, champion. Your backlog will be clear. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.